Hello and welcome students. In the last video lecture, I had started the new chapter, that is chapter number 3 of statistics, that is linear regression, which is almost similar to chapter number 2, that is linear correlation, that we'd already completed. In the last video lecture, I had started that chapter in which we had understood the basic concept of linear regression, the methods of linear regression, that is method of least square and scatter diagram method, and the formulas related to method of least square method that we had studied, and one practical sum that we had taken from exercise 3.1. Now moving on to with the same exercise, that is exercise 3.1 of your textbook, I am continuing with the question number 2. So let us read that question first of all, that is on page number 124 of your textbook. To study the relationship between the time of usage of cars and its average annual maintenance cost, the following information is obtained. It means the two data are given to you, usage of car and average annual maintenance of car. So first one, car, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6, that I have written over here, total 6 cars data that has been given to you. Time of usage of a car that we have taken as X, and the average annual maintenance cost that we have taken as Y over here. Now first of all, we have to decide which formula has to be applied over here. Students, in the last video lecture, one sum that I had done from exercise 3.1 question number 1, in that we had applied the formula when the value of X and bar that were coming in integers. We had applied which formula? That is sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar upon sigma x minus x bar whole square. That formula is to be applied when both the values of x bar and y bar are coming in integers. It means not in fraction, not in decimal or point. Over here you can see, first of all we have to find out x bar and y bar. So first of all, the total of sigma x, that comes to 16, and total of sigma y, that comes to 51. Now x bar formula you are knowing very well, that is sigma x upon n total number of observations, that is 6 cars data that has been given to you. So x bar, that would come to 16 divided by 6 is equal to 2.67. In the same way, y bar sigma y upon n is equal to 51 by 6. 51, that is the total of y. So 51 divided by 6, it would come to 8.5. So here you can see both the values of x bar and y bar that are in point, that are not in integers, that are in fractions. So when the value of x bar and y bar come in integers, not in integers, then there are two formulas to be applied. The first formula, that is n sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y upon n sigma x square minus sigma x whole square. And the second one formula is the same one, but instead of x and y we have to apply sigma uv, that is n sigma uv minus sigma u into sigma v upon n sigma u square minus sigma u whole square. This formula both can be applied, but when the data is comparatively smaller, you can see here the value of x and y is comparatively very small. You can easily do the calculation orally. So when the data is very small, you have to apply the formula of sigma xy. And when the data is comparatively larger, then assumed mean method or shortcut method is to be applied, that is of n sigma uv. So basically 3 formula are to be applied. Again revising the 3 formulas. The first one, when the data of x bar and y bar that comes to integers. When the value of x bar and y bar comes in integers, then we have to apply which formula? That is sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar upon sigma x minus x bar whole square. That we have done in question number 1. Now in question number 2, we have applied the second formula. This formula is to be applied when the value of x and y bar, x bar and y bar not come in integers, that comes in fraction. At that time we have to apply this formula. But this formula is to be applied when the value of x bar and y bar comes in integers, and also when the data of x and y are comparatively smaller. And when the data are comparatively bigger, and the value of x bar and y bar doesn't come in integers but comes in fraction, then we have to apply the third formula, that is shortcut method or assumed mean method, that is of UV, that is n sigma UV minus sigma u into sigma v upon n sigma u square minus sigma u whole square. So I hope so. First of all, you must be clear when the question comes to you which formula has to be applied. If you apply a wrong formula, then answer will not come correct. So you have to see that the correct formula has been applied. Okay, now in the sum n sigma xy, so n value that is 6 and sigma xy that we have to find out. So here you can see I have found out xy and x square. These are the two values that we have to find over here. So xy, it means 3 into 10, so it would come to 30, 1 5s are 5, 2 8s are 16, 2 7s are 14, 5 3 13s are 65 and 3 8s are 24. It means without the help of calculator, these are very small data, so you can easily do the calculation faster with your mind. Okay, now after finding xy, we have to do the total of it. So sigma xy, that would come to 154. Now x square that we require in the formula. So x square means multiplying the value of x twice. So you can see x square, that is 3 square over here 9, 1 square 1, 2 square means 4, 2 square 4, 5 square that would come to 25 and 3 square that would come to 9. Now sigma x square total, it would come to 52. So we have got the two data that we require for the formula, that is sigma xy and sigma x square. Okay, now first value that we have to find of b, that is the symbolic representation of regression coefficient, as that we were utilizing in correlation. The symbolic representation that was r, over here will symbolize add as b. Okay, so b is equal to n sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma v upon n sigma x square minus sigma x whole square. Okay, now first of all the value of n, that is 6, sigma xy that we have already found out, that you can see that is 154. So 6 into 154 minus sigma x into sigma y. Total of x, that is 16, and total of y, that is 51. So 16 into 51 upon 6 into sigma x square. That total we have found out over here, that is 52. So 6 into 52 minus sigma x whole square, so 16 whole square. Now 6 into 154, that would come to 924, and 16 into 51, that would come to 816. Upon, in denominator 6 into 52, it would come to 312 minus 16 square, that means 16 into 16, it would come to 256. Now subtracting both the values of numerator, it would come to 108, and in the similar way subtracting both the values of denominator, it would come to 56. So 108 upon 56, it would come to 1.93. So the value of b, that came to 1.93. Now the next value, you are very much clear with both the concept of a and b that are already discussed. Now b, after finding b, that is regression coefficient, our next step, that is to find a. Okay, so a is equal to y bar minus b x bar. Already this formula I have discussed in the first video lecture of this chapter. So if you want to revise from that video lecture again. Okay, now a is equal to y bar minus b x bar. Y bar value already we have found out, you can see over here, that is 8.5. So 8.5 minus b value that we have got, that is 1.93, and x bar that we have found out, that is 2.67. Now multiplying 1.93 into 2.67, it would come to 5.15. So 8.5 minus 5.15, it would come to 3.35. So after getting the value of a and of b, the last step that we have to find out, that is the estimated value. Already I explained that it is denoted by y cap. Whatever the estimated value of y that we are finding, when the value of certain predefined value of x is given, we have to find the estimated value of y. To find that estimated of y, we are symbolically writing it as y cap. Okay, and the formula of it is y cap is equal to a plus bx. Okay, now over here it is given x is equal to 5 years. When the x value is given to 5 years, we have to find the estimated value of y. Okay, now y cap is equal to a. What value of a we got? That is 3.35. So here you will put 3.35 plus b value that we already found out, that is 1.93, and x value we have to take as 5 years. So 1.93 into 5. 1.93 into 5 would come to 9.65. So now 3.35 plus 9.65, it would come to 13,000 rupees. That is the estimated value of y. Okay, now in this sum, the last step is very important. First of all, read the question, last line, that is obtain the regression line of y on x. Find an estimate of average annual maintenance cost when the usage of time of a car is 5 years. That we have already found that when the usage of car is 5 years, the average annual maintenance cost that would come to 13,000 rupees. But this is an estimated value. In actual value, we have to compare it in order to find the error. Now last line you read it, also find its error. This is a new topic that has not came in the question number 1. Also find its error. It means we have to compare with the actual data that has been given, and whatever the data that we have found out, if there is any difference, then error has arisen. Over here you can see in the data, that is when the value of x is 5, the value of y is 13. You can see in the question, in the column table that has been given to you, the value of x, that is the usage of car, is 5 years. At that time, the average annual maintenance cost that comes to 13,000 rupees. So to find the error, if suppose the average annual maintenance cost was coming different, then we have to find the error. To find the error, the formula is y cap minus y. Y cap, it means the estimated value that we have found out by this formula, right? And y means the actual value that is given to you in the question. Okay, so y cap is equal to 13 and minus y is also 13, right? So error is nothing. So there is no any error because both the estimated value and the actual value are same. That's why there is no any error. So last in conclusion, you have to write, that is hence 5 by 13. 5 means x value and 13 means y value. 513 is on fitted regression line. It means it is on the perfect regression line where it should be. It means there is no any error that comes in the estimated value. So this was a new point. To find the error, we have to utilize the formula that is y cap minus y. Y cap means the estimated value that we have found out by this equation, that is a plus bx, that came to 13,000, and over here the actual value of y that you can see in the question, when the car life expectancy is of 5 years, at that time the average annual maintenance cost that comes to 13,000 only. So there is no any error because 13,000 minus 13,000, it would come to 0. So last concluding line is important over here. So this was the important point of this sum. Now after completion of question number 2, we'll be moving on to question number 3. Let's read question number 3 of your textbook. The information for a year regarding the average rainfall in centimeter and total production of crop in tons of 5 districts is given below. Average rainfall, that is in centimeter, that I have taken as x, and whatever the crop that is given in tons, that I have taken as y over here. Now what we have to find out, the data of 5 different average rainfall that has been given to you. Find the regression line of production of crop on rainfall and estimate the crop if average rainfall is 35 centimeter. It means when the value of x is 35, we have to find the estimated value of y, that is crop in tons. So that is similar to the question number 1. Here we don't have to find the error as that we have found out in question number 2. If it is mentioned in the question that to find the error, then and then only we have to find the error. Over here, just we have to find the estimated of value of y when the fixed value or the actual value of x is given to you. Okay, so over here, first of all, the value of x and y, total 5 different datas of x and y that has been given to you. So in that would be 5 over here. First of all, we have to find whether x bar and y bar that are coming in integers or not in integers. Over here you can see, first of all, total of x that is coming to 155. So sigma x, that would be 155. So sigma x upon n, that's why 155 divided by 5 would come to 31 centimeter. It means it is not coming in, it is coming in integers. Now the second value that is of y bar, that is sigma y upon m is equal to 450 total of y, that is 450. 450 divided by 5 would come to 90 tons. Whatever the value of x that was in centimeter, average rainfall that was in centimeter, whatever the crop production due to rainfall that was in tons, that's why I've written over here unit that is centimeter, and in place of y bar that I've written as tons. Okay. So now after getting the value of x bar and y bar, we have to decide which formula has to be applied over here. You can see both the values are coming in integers, they are not coming in decimals or in fractions. So we have to apply the formula that we had applied in the first sum in the last video lecture, that is sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar upon sigma x minus x bar whole square. Okay, so for that we have to make these many columns, that is first we have to find x minus x bar, y minus y bar, multiplication of x minus x bar, y minus y bar, and x minus x bar whole square. Okay, so first of all you can see over here I found out x minus x bar means each and every value of x that we have to subtract from x bar. What is x bar that we have found out over here? That is 31 centimeter. So each and every value of x that we have to subtract from 31. So 25 minus 31 it would come to negative 6. 32 minus 31 it would come to 1. 38 minus 31 it would come to 7. 29 minus 31 it would come to negative 2, and 31 minus 31 it would come to 0. In the same way we have to find y minus y bar. What is the value of y bar that we have found out? That is 90 over here. So each and every value of y that we have to subtract from 90. So 84 minus 90 it would come to negative 6. 90 minus 90 is 0. 95 minus 95, 88 minus 90 it would come to negative 2, and 93 minus 90 it would come to positive 3. Now both the values that comes to 0, but this values or total we don't need to find, because in formula we require only two data, that is x minus x bar, y minus y bar, and x minus x bar whole square. These two data only we require, so no need to find the total of these two. Okay, now moving on to this column, that is x minus x bar, y minus y bar, it means multiplication of third and fourth column. So multiplying 6 6 are 36, negative negative would come to positive, 0 into 1 so 0, 7 5s are 35, 2 2s are 4, negative negative will become positive, and 0 into 3 so it would be becoming 0. Now total of x minus x bar, y minus y bar, it would come to 75. Now x minus x bar whole square, it means whatever the third column we have to multiply twice. We have to find the square of it. So 6 square it would come to 36. Already we discussed that any of the value, if it is negative in square, it would always become positive. Okay. So 1 square, that is again 1, 7 squared so 49. 2 square 4, and 0 square it would come to 0. So the total of sigma x minus x bar whole square, that comes to 90. Now after finding all the data in the table, we have to apply it in the formula. Sigma x minus x bar, y minus y bar, that total came to 75. So over here you will write 75, and in the denominator, that is sigma x minus x bar whole square, that came to 90. So 75 divided by 90 it would come to 0.83. After finding the value of b, you are knowing the next step that we have to find the value of a. What is the formula of a? That is y bar minus bx bar. All the three values you are having, that is y bar that we already found out over here, you can see that is 90. X bar value that we have found out, that is 31. So placing all that values in the given equation, so y bar 90 minus b value that we have found out, that is 0.83. So 0.83 and x bar, that is 31. Multiplying 0.83 into 31, it would come to 25.73. 90 minus 25.73 would come to 64.27. So the value of a, that would come to 64.27. Now after finding the value of b and a, then we have to find out, that is regression line of y on x. It means y cap. Okay, so y cap formula you are knowing it very well, that is a plus bx. Y cap means estimated value of y. Y cap is equal to a, value of a that we have found out, that is 64.27, plus b value that we have found out, that is 0.83, and x value that would be given, that we will be finding in the next step when we have to find the estimated value of y. So the regression line of y on x, that would be 64.27 plus 0.83x. This was the first question that was asked to you. Now the next question that is asked to you, that when the value of x is given to you 35 centimeter, what would be the y cap? It means the crop crop production in tons, that we have to find out when the average annual rainfall is given to you 35 centimeter. Okay, so formula you are knowing, y cap is equal to a plus bx, already the regression line that we have found out. So 64.27 plus 0.83, in place of x you will be putting 35, so 0.83 into 35, that would come to 29.05. Now adding these two values, that is 64.27 plus 29.05, the answer that would be coming to 93.32 tons, because we have to find the estimated value of y and the data of y that is given in tons. So whatever the answer that came, that I have written in here as tons. Students, whenever in this type of sum the units are given to you, always in the answer also don't forget to put the units, because even though your answer may be correct, 0.5 they can easily cut if the correct unit, or if you have not written the unit in the answer. So for the students who are scoring better marks or good marks above 90, for them even 0.5 is very much important. So be careful that you don't forget to put the unit over here. Okay, so question number 2 and question number 3 today we have cleared. Students, that's all for today. In the next video lecture, next exercise 3.2, that will be continuing with. Till then, keep practicing. Goodbye, stay blessed.